Today's story, The Three Little Pigs by Emily Bolam. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. They lived with their mother in a small, cozy house. One day, Mother Pig said to them, "You three are almost grown up. It is time for you to go and find out about the world and build homes of your own." So the three little pigs packed their bags, said goodbye to their mother, and set off to explore the world. They hadn't gone far when they met a man who was carrying a bundle of straw. "Please," said the first little pig, "may I have some of that straw? I would like to use it to build a house of my own." "Of course," said the man, and he gave the first little pig a small bundle of straw. The first little pig took the straw and began to build himself a house. His brother and sister went on their way. After a while, they saw a man who was carrying a large bundle of sticks on his back. "Excuse me," said the second little pig. "Could I use some of those sticks to build myself a house?" "Certainly," said the man, and he gave the second little pig a pile of sticks. The second little pig took the sticks, and he got to work building himself a house. His sister said goodbye and continued on her journey. She walked and walked until she saw a man with a big pile of bricks. "They look like just the thing for building a house," she thought, and she asked the man if he could spare a few. "Yes, of course," replied the man, and he gave the third little pig some of his bricks. Just about that time, the first little pig finished building his house of straw. "What a fine house," he thought, feeling very pleased with himself. But just at that moment, who should come along but a big bad wolf. The first little pig ran into his house and shut the door. "Little pig," called the wolf from outside, "little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin," replied the first little pig. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," cried the big bad wolf. Then the big bad wolf huffed and puffed, and the house of straw was blown to pieces. "I'm going to eat you up," cried the wolf. But the first little pig ran away as fast as he could. He ran and ran until he reached his brother's house of sticks. The two little pigs hurried inside and slammed the door. Soon the big bad wolf reached the house of sticks. "Little pig," he said, knocking on the door, "little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin," replied the second little pig. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," cried the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf huffed and then he puffed, and the house of sticks was blown to pieces. "I'm going to eat you both for dinner," cried the big bad wolf. But the little pigs were too fast for him. They ran and ran until they reached their sister's house of bricks. Then all three little pigs dashed inside and closed the door. By now, the big bad wolf was feeling very hungry. He ran up to the house of bricks and cried, little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin," replied the third little pig. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," cried the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf huffed and puffed. And then he puffed and huffed, but nothing happened. He took a great big breath and tried again, but no matter how hard he blew, the house of bricks did not fall down. Still, the big bad wolf did not give up. Quickly he clambered up to the roof of the house of bricks and began to climb down the chimney. But just at that moment, the three little pigs took the lid off their dinner. When the big bad wolf reached the bottom of the chimney, he landed in a pot of soup and burned his bottom. As quick as a flash, the big bad wolf jumped out of the pot and ran away as fast as he could. The big bad wolf never came back again, and the three little pigs lived happily ever after in their sturdy little house of bricks. The end.